Now that I got a small break in traffic, we can do this. Welcome back, guys, to another exciting video. Today we're going to make something very classical, a bacon wrapped pâté. We're going to start out by dicing our pork fat. Cut it into small half-inch cubes and then throw it in your freezer. Next, we're going to want to clean some chicken livers. Make sure you get these little tiny white veins out of them. Set them aside. And for our third and final meat, we have some veal. This is veal stew meat, or, chuck. Just dice it into small cubes. It'll fit down inside of your grinder. Make sure there's no silver skin. Next, we're going to take the crust off of some white bread and cut that into cubes as well. To keep your pâté looking fresh all the time, you're going to want to use some pink salt. This is number 2 Prague curing salt. You're also going to need some bay leaf. Ground bay leaf, that's better. You're next going to want to mince some thyme leaves, but don't go too crazy on them. You don't want to mush them into brownness. You just want to chop them fairly good. Also pistachios, they're optional. You can take them out. And now we're going to get everything tossed into our bowl. First we're going to add our 375 grams of veal, 500 grams of chicken liver, 26 grams of salt, 6 grams of the chopped thyme, 5 each bay leaf ground, 6 grams of nutmeg ground, 6 grams of black pepper, 1 gram or a good pinch of the pink curing salt. We're going to give this all a toss, throw it in our fridge for at least an hour so everyone can get to know each other. 30 minutes before grinding all your meat for your pâté, you're going to want to soak your bread with milk. That's 250 grams of bread with 250 grams of whole milk. For our pâté mold, we're going to spray it down lightly with some pan spray and then line it with plastic wrap. Plastic wrap's going to help later when we want to take the pâté out of the mold. We're also going to line the inside of the mold, which will be the top of the pâté, with bay leaf. Make sure the smooth side is facing down inside the pâté mold and the rough side's facing up for presentation. I've always loved the opening of Star Wars: A New Hope. To line the inside of the pâté, make sure that the bacon lines up with the side of the mold. Remove the excess bacon. You're going to want to save it to help with lining the edges. Fold down the back, cut the paper, line it up. To lay the bacon in, you're going to want to drape it across the top, push it down to the far edge, and then lift the paper out. Repeat on the other side. Those extra sheets of bacon are going to be used to plug up the other ends. Just lay them in and set the whole thing aside. And now we're going to grind all of our meat. Now we're going to want to add our milk and bread mixture, give that a quick toss with everything, and then we're going to add in our pork fat and combine it all together. Get the machine running and we're going to grind it all together. And now we're going to add in 85 grams of brandy and 2 egg yolks. The egg yolks will help emulsify the fats and keep everything rich and together. We're also going to fold in our pistachios if you want. Now we're just going to fill up our mold and make sure we press in everything to get in the corners. Make sure there's no air bubbles. You don't want a airy pâté. We're going to fold the bacon starting from the edges over the top, and then we're going to fold the sides over, and then we're going to seal it in plastic wrap, throw a lid on it, and get it in the oven. Make sure to poke a couple holes in the plastic to let out some of the steam. You're going to want to get this into a water bath. So what I have here is a half hotel pan filled with hot water. I'm going to slide it into our preheated 300-degree oven for about an hour, hour and a half to 2 hours. We'll see this guy in a little bit. On top of the terrine mold, there's a little hole so you can poke a little thermometer in and get a quick read. Once you've hit 155 to 160, you're going to want to pull it, evacuate it, get it onto a sheet pan, press it with something heavy, and get it in the fridge overnight. Now it's the next morning, time to evacuate this thing. Fix the sour cream. And look at that, it's nice and set up. Plastic wrap is going to help out a lot because all you have to do is just kind of pull it out of the mold. It's not stuck to it at all. And you get those little pretty bay leaves on top. Man, that looks amazing. Oh, so good. Now you're going to want to eat your pâté with some bread. What I have here is some sourdough bread that I made a couple days ago. You can see how it's got some nice leopard spotting. We're going to cut this into about a 1/2-inch slice. This bread does have some nice aeration and a nice crumb on it as well. And now you don't want to eat your pâté with untoasted bread now, do we? That's better. Now after almost a full day of preparation, we're going to finally get to look at the inside of our pâté. Go ahead and give it a slice. Oh, hi. Give it a slice, check it out. Everything seems good, nice and pink. Now we're going to cut this into a 1/2-inch slice. You slice the pâté, rub it down with a little bit of extra virgin olive oil to help it from oxidizing. Give it a nice little sprinkle of some fleur de sel and a fresh ground of black pepper. Now I like to add on some cornichons for that nice vinegary pickle. Also some pickled red onions and a little bit of Dijon mustard to go along with my pâté and toast. And now it's time to feast. Pour yourself a nice beer, some champagne, or a good white wine, and enjoy. Now that one is done and dusted. It was fantastic. Can't wait to get into the next one. If you like this video, give it a like, subscribe, and I will catch you next time.